Hi, welcome to Red Storm Reel, where we talk about the latest and greatest in the entertainment industry. I'm your host, Joe Bacerno, and today we'll be talking about Netflix's latest smash success, Stranger Things, Clint Eastwood's take on The Miracle on the Hudson, Sully, starring Tom Hanks and Aaron Eckhart, and lastly we'll be talking about the next upcoming entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Doctor Strange. This is Red Storm Reel. Hi, welcome back to the launch of Red Storm Reel. Joining me today on the panel we have Jordan Malik, Zach Mahabir, and Nicole Augusto. To start things off, we're going to go straight into Stranger Things, Netflix's new sci-fi horror phenomenon, and boy is it a phenomenon. I could not get enough of this show. It is just exceedingly well done, acted, visual effects are great, etc. Jordan, what do you have to say?
I thought Stranger Things was just truly impeccable, down to the writing and even to the sound design. I thought was the best I've heard in such a long time, and its lighting was really amazing. It was horror lighting done right.
I just think Stranger Things was really good in general. I mean, I was shocked to see how well they handled the sci-fi genre. I was shocked to see how subtle certain parts were and how amazingly in-depth some were. And the season finale was just amazing. I've never been more excited for a season 2.
Yeah, it's really hard to find a show where they do everything right, especially its stories. They had a great story, great actors, great camera work, great everything, and also great chemistry, which is very key for a show like this.
So, I mean, what I really realized is that there are so much influences on the show. If Steven Spielberg had a TV show in the 80s, this would be it.
Probably.
I don't know why, I just really thought of E.T. more than anything, because you have all the sort of juvenile emotion mixed in with the sci-fi themes, and oh my god, I can't even find words to say about this show. I haven't gotten excited for a TV show like this in God knows how long.
And I also really loved all of the different Stephen King nods too, the Duffer Brothers. They're really big fans of Stephen King, and it really shows.
Oh yeah, and just how they handled. I think the best thing about it was from beginning to end, all the characters. I had a genuine emotion for them. I actually care about what was going on. And the big problem I have with fictional shows these days is how they handle death. We lost plenty of characters in those 8 episodes, but I actually cared that we lost them, but not too much that it prevented me from going along with the main story.
Yeah, one thing that definitely was impactful about that was that even though Barb was there for such a short time, her loss, even though everyone in the show didn't seem to care about it, it definitely had an impact. But other than that, it was definitely amazing. Excellent. Can't wait for season 2.
Okay, so next we're going to go right into Clint Eastwood's Sully. What this movie is about is basically a retelling of The Miracle on the Hudson that happened in 2009, where Captain Chelsea Sullenberger landed a plane on the Hudson and saved all 155 lives on board. Incredible story, a very well done movie. Tom Hanks is excellent, and so is his buddy Aaron Eckhart as his co-pilot. What'd you think?
I thought it was another great Clint Eastwood movie. He's been, in my opinion, on a roll lately, and the biggest thing that I loved about Sully was the use of hallucinations, when Sully would imagine seeing a plane crash in the middle of the city. That was just something I found incredibly interesting and really showed Sully's regret.
And I remember covering that story, back when I was 17. I was 16 at the time or something like that. Just how in-depth everything was, how amazingly accurate everything was, right down to the court scenes and everything, right down to the CIA hearings and the FBI hearings. It was very, very intense, very accurate.
All right. I definitely think that, once again, Clint Eastwood has not failed us in giving us a great movie that is super realistic and has a great group of actors working together. And it definitely showed a side of this hero that everyone kind of hyped up at the time, and showed it definitely kept him human, which was important and worked.
One thing I have to say about Clint Eastwood is that if I'm 86 years old and still making movies like he is, I'm gonna be really, really, really happy. I mean, one of the choices of his that I really liked was to have that hallucination scene at the beginning where the plane is flying through the buildings, and I remember thinking to myself, I don't remember that happening. I mean, I feel that would have been a much more tragic story on the news. I don't remember that. So that's one of the choices of his that I really liked.
Yeah, that was easily one of my favorite scenes, and I really just loved how intense the movie was, and then it still found a way to end on a really light note.
And it kept the event fresh. it happened all the way in 2009, but it told it to me in a way that made everything feel so familiar, and that's so hard in adaptation to nonfiction. That is so hard to make it feel like this just happened.
Yeah. One thing that was very important was that we were able to look at this in a sense that we could relate to this guy and like feel for him, because in a sense everything that was happening to him was kind of unfair, but it definitely kept it unbiased in a sort of way, which was very good.
Okay. And last but not least, we have the next entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Doctor Strange. What this movie is about is basically a conceited neurosurgeon is in a horrible accident. He can't practice medicine anymore, and he turns to the mystic arts and, saves the world like every other Marvel Cinematic movie.
I'm extremely excited for it because I'm such a huge Benedict Cumberbatch fan. I just love everything that he's done. Like, I'm a huge fan of Sherlock. Imitation Game was one of my favorite, it's up there in one of my favorite movies, and I'm really excited to see him as Doctor Strange.
I'm not a big Benedict Cumberbatch fan, I'll be honest. His performance in Imitation Game definitely turned me around a lot, but I'm a huge Marvel fan. I love Doctor Strange. Everything they have set up so far, from the cast to the lighting to the pacing and just the advertising behind it, is amazing. Vanity Fair gave it a great review. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm a huge Marvel fan, and I'm really excited. I honestly can't see anyone else except Benedict Cumberbatch being Doctor Strange. They picked a great actor, and it seems like from what they're showing us, they have a really great storyline, so I'm very excited.
One of the things that really stuck out to me was the visual effects in this movie, and it's all on display in the trailer, whether it's the scene where he's just like backing up and it's like, and the atmosphere is like shattering behind him and he's going into some kind of other universe where like the skyscrapers like going sideways and all that. I thought it was just, it really caught my attention.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a huge part of the movie, is just the visual effects and everything that's going to show to the movie.
Oh yeah, between the positive reviews and just the amazing effects, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it definitely does have like that bit of a touch of Inception to it, which I'm definitely excited for. The comics were very trippy and just very psychedelic-like, so I'm definitely excited for how they're going to have the effects on this film.
All right, well, Doctor Strange hits theaters on November 4th. I'm Joe Acerno, and this has been Red Storm Rio.
Bye.
See ya.